Welcome to the Goof and Goober Show, the podcast that brings you laughter, insight, and the quirkiest conversations. Join your hosts, Matthew and Regan, as they embark on a delightful journey through the realms of pop culture, humor, and everyday shenanigans. So, buckle up and get ready for a roller coaster of fun and entertainment. Let's dive into the world of laughs with Matthew and Regan on the Goof and the Goober Show. What is up, the GG Nation? Guys, it has been a while. We took last week off, and I'm so sorry that we weren't here, but we are so glad, so happy that you are listening in to episode 34 of the Goof and Goober Show. We've made it to episode 34. It's been a ride. I'll tell you what. It's our first year doing this, and obviously we talked like way back, episode 10, about the one percenters. We're basically the one percenters. But now we're like beyond the one percenters, hopefully, and hopefully for years to come, we're still doing this, and making cash money. No, we don't really care about that.
Easy money.
And you hear to him, you know him. It is your man, Matthew Leather. What is going on, Matt? Is great to see you. We kind of missed you last week, and me. But
yeah, we had a good week, man. Like a good week of just taking a Monday off and relaxing on a Monday.
Well, you weren't really, unless you lied to me. It didn't sound like you were relaxing to me.
Oh, well, I'm already forgetting about Monday. But yeah, I mean, last Monday was not very relaxing, but I took the rest of the night off and relaxed. I was very exhausted, very tired.
Yeah.
Guys, I worked until like 8:30, 8:40, something like that last week. I ran 5 presentations for my company, which they usually last like an hour to 2 hours.
You friggin' killed it.
And I ran 5 of those bad boys. 5.
You got some friggin' problems, dude.
So I talked for at least 5 to 10 hours. Somewhere between there. And so, yeah, I freaking got screwed last week. Big time.
Well, we're sorry that we missed you last week, and we did also miss you last week. We got a lot to catch up on, though. There's a lot to be caught up on with the episode 5 and episode 6 of Ashoka, which is mind blown, 100%. Freaking have no idea how. I mean, just I don't know. Well, we'll get into it. Guys. Just calm down. I hear you guys screaming in the background.
Stop talking about it.
Jeez,
I hear you guys in the background friggin' talking about the
friggin' talking about it right
TV
now.
show already. We're not even at that point
crap.
Yet. Holy.
Oh my. Yeah, I also had a freaking fantastic week. I got to go on to the Boundary Waters. And if you guys also, well, let me plug us first before I talk about the Boundary Waters. I'm getting way ahead of ourselves. If this is your first time listening to the Goof and Goober Show, thank you for listening. Thanks for giving us a shot. And I hope that somehow, some way, you're still listening and you're like, these guys sound all right. And I hope that you subscribe and you follow us and you come back for more, because we are all about making content that you guys love to listen to every week for your daily, just fun old pleasures, you good old times. Matthew and I made this podcast just to have a good time, and that's what we're doing. We're just having a good time. Just 2 boys having a good time. But we are on all platforms, social medias, Instagram. Actually, we're not on. Well, we do have Twitter, but we haven't really done anything with it. But we got Instagram, we got Facebook. If you want to listen to us, if you're just plain old earphones in and not watching it, that's totally fine. We got your back. We got Spotify, Google Podcast. We got the What else do we got? Podbean. And wasn't Apple Podcast. Did I say
we're
Apple
on everything? Guys.
We're on the whole thing.
Like
okay?
pretty much everything. You
Just
look
go
up the
listen
Goof
to
and
us.
Goober Show, it's there.
We're gonna be
somewhere.
There. We're somewhere in there in that arena. And so yeah, that's that. Anyways, let's talk about the previous week. What happened? Lots going on. Lots. Went to the Boundary Waters. If you don't know what the Boundary Waters is, Matthew and I have had a long debate. You can go back in previous episodes, and there's multiple episodes where we debate about this, about the Boundary Waters as well as the cruise ships. You can go back. We're probably not going to get into it because we know that's just going to be this long circle.
Circle of arguing.
But
hours of arguing.
It really could be hours. But that is such a great time. It's just you in the outdoors. It's basically just camping, but there's no buildings. You really no motors. You really have to live off the land a lot in some ways. Where we had to catch our fish, we had to feed ourselves with fish, and so we had to do so, and we did so.
Did you guys have any seasoning or anything like that?
We had to bring it with, yes. And but
so you did bring seasoning.
Well, you'd have to carry it with, yes.
No, well, yeah. I was just asking if you had seasoning. It wasn't a trick question.
No, I just said you have to carry it with, and then carry it back. You can't I bring something there and then
I realize that.
You have to make sure it's taken care of the whole time. Like everything that you bring there, you have to make sure it's not left there, or else you get in big trouble.
Yeah,
that's the huge thing is
how do they
big
know?
Because they have people that they have not helicopters, but the DNR are able to have helicopters actually. And
how many helicopters did you guys see?
None.
Oh,
but they'd come and check on make sure you're pooping outside. You're doing your number ones and number twos outside. It's all freaking there, man. Anyways, it's such a great time. Some leaves.
Oh, and you just left the leaves there?
No, they have so
do you just bring the leaves
forest,
back so you throw it away?
It's kind of like when you dig a hole. You dig a hole, you poop, you wipe, and then you throw it in there, and then you dig it, you fill it up. It's like you've never pooped outside before.
No, I was just curious how you did it.
Yeah, that's how you friggin' do it. But it's a good time. Just with you, your family, as well as you just get some time alone to reflect with you, yourself, and God. And I really highly recommend doing it. It's just a great time. But I also want to talk about this. We didn't really talk about this at the pre-show, but I think it's an emphasis, and I want to know your answer.
Okay.
So, episode 33, we had Logan Anderson on.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go? You have more of an inside scoop on how this affected Logan. How this show affected Logan Anderson, because I had asked him on Saturday when I saw him, and Saturday is the only time I get to see the guy, and he's like, "Yeah, it's really helped me." He said it's really helped him in life, and I was like, "Oh, good, Logan. I'm so happy that our podcast is really just setting you up in life."
How has it helped him? I think it I think him coming on the podcast, has brought me closer to the kid, and it was nice to get to know him, and so he's a little bit more open with me and in communicating with me about stuff, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
But I also think that what the podcast does that nothing else will do is we put him through some scenarios, and he has got to learn how to navigate those scenarios.
He's got to learn those.
And you can tell he's taken bits and pieces of it and tried to implement it into his daily routine.
He's a learner, dude. He's a learner.
And so
that's for sure.
Overall, to help him in life, I don't think there's that much that really helped him. But in those very rare occasions that he ever gets into a tough argument, if you will, or tough situation, he'll be able to navigate it so much better than what he did before. So,
I mean, yeah, I thanks. If Logan, you're listening, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you and coming in. And it's it's not hard going through the ringer dinger. That's for sure. And freaking, let me also give you a little glimpse of my favorite part of the whole series of episode 33.
Show it to us. Man, that was 2 weeks ago.
Oh
my.
It was here at 8. Okay. We're getting into the jerk off, okay? All right. Here, let me share my screen here.
Can we start jerking it?
Yeah. This is my favorite line. My bit from Logan Anderson. Okay? Make sure that my volume is all the way up. Let me know if you can hear this, okay?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay. Okay, we're getting into the jerk off here, okay? We'll go full screen. And this is Logan. My question here soon to Logan will be Logan, how do you feel? Or how you feeling? Great song choice, by the way, Matthew. Great song.
Thank you.
Here it comes.
Logan, tell me how you're feeling. Feeling good.
I couldn't hear it. It was lagging on my end.
Okay.
Hold up.
Okay, let's go back. I'm gonna go back. Okay, 8. We'll go 8:22. We're gonna go 8:20. We'll go back a little bit. 8:17 of our podcast. 8 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, it's about to get this freaking hyped up. Here it comes.
Okay. Logan, tell me how you're feeling.
Feeling good.
How you feeling? Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Feeling good. Feeling good. So hard.
He always makes jerking it jokes all the time now. That also he learned from the podcast.
So, Logan, how you feeling? Feeling good.
Feeling good.
It's very monotone.
My favorite part of episode 20 or 34 was
33.
Episode 33, excuse me.
Yeah.
Is at the start of the scenarios. At the start of the scenarios, his ring at the beginning. Ring.
I think he learned that from when
T2.
When T2, yeah, when he was on, because T2 would get onto it and like start talking to me, and I'm like, just waiting for my phone call. And so he did some research. He watched some film, and I'm very impressed. I am very happy.
1 second. Let's pull it up here so they can see it.
Are you gonna bring it up?
Yeah. We're gonna go in 5.
Oh boy.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Action.
Ring, ring, ring.
He's like singing it. He's singing.
Ring, ring, ring.
Oh, look. Next time we have him on, if we have him on at all, we gotta have him sing a song. We gotta get him to sing a song. He sounds like he's got a good voice. Logan's got it.
Situation here, Logan. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
Ring, 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 ring.
Good old Logan, dude.
Ring, 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 ring,
ring, ring, ring. It's like those old punk rock guys. Ring, 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 ring. Oh gosh, good old Logan, dude. I freaking love that. Well,
Coach is right. You want to win this? It's on us.
Shut up.
Shut the.
But
So good.
yeah, I do feel bad though, because on Saturday he allowed me to have his rain jacket and I didn't give it back on purpose. Though I really wanted that rain jacket. Sorry, Logan. It's kind of I really liked it. It was really good.
Connected to you now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Anyways,
Coach George was like, "You shouldn't have let him take it. You should have like stood up for yourself."
Is that what? Oh, he already said something about it. Did he really?
Yeah. Because he was like, yeah, I saw him. He was about to leave, but I didn't say anything.
He kind of did say something. He was like, Regan, how did my jacket go for you? And I'm like, oh, look, it was so great. Thanks for letting me have your jacket. And then I wasn't going to say anything. And then I basically just grabbed my stuff and then walked away. I didn't want him to tell me to take it. Sorry, Logan. I'll buy one. I also took a photo with my wife in it too.
You what?
I took a photo with my wife in it.
Oh, jeez.
Here, I'll show you. Let me email this to the old email, because and my wife, she loves it. So Logan, you can't take it back because my wife loves the jacket. You're gonna take my wife's happiness away. But yeah, it's a sweet jacket though. No joke. Here we go. Let me show this with the people at home. This one. I'm begging. Yeah, so this is us. Me wearing my jacket, Logan's jacket. Oh gosh.
Wow.
That's it. That's Logan's jacket.
He really wanted that thing.
Did he really? Oh,
Yeah.
I feel bad about it now. That was his one chance.
He was about to cry because he didn't get it.
You didn't get? No way. Are you serious?
Being dead serious, yeah.
I thought Coach Shorts. Whatever. I'm not gonna.
Coach Shorts was joking with him, but he was getting emotional about it.
Oh gosh, I gotta bring it back.
I forget, man. Logan's got Asperger's.
That's right.
He's like Trevor.
Yeah, but yeah, okay. All right.
How does it make you feel now?
Yeah.
Stealing a jacket from a kid with Asperger's.
Oh gosh. Oh man. Yeah, so let's get
yeah, it feels bad, you sucker.
I'm friggin' leaving now, dude. We're done with this friggin' conversation. No, I don't feel bad. Not
Let's talk about some Ahsoka. Let's just jump
if
in.
you're friggin' ready for it, jeez, man.
Oh man, I'm so friggin' ready.
If you're friggin' ready for this friggin' thing. We missed episodes, what was it? 5 and 6.
The last two episodes.
Two episodes. Let's start with episode 5. We got a lot to cover with episode 5. My word. This is a masterpiece. I chef kiss. This is pre-review. Let me just go over the description, the whatever we call that thing. Ahsoka confronts her past while Hera and her allies undertake a rescue mission. That's all I got. This episode reveals so much about and connects Ahsoka to the rebels. I mean, we already knew that it was already connected, but you feel it's a lot more connected to the Rebels TV show than any other, like, really, than basically Star Wars Episode 1 or 2. I feel like this is a lot more connected to the Rebels TV shows or that whole series, and you feel that in Episode 5. For me, this rating, I gotta give this like a 5 out of 5. I fell in love with it. It's got the action. It's got so much in this. You know, you're bringing back Anakin as multiple characters.
Non-spoilers, you freaking spoiler! You freaking spoiled this for them.
Well, I mean, Episode 4.
Oh wait, they already know.
They already know that Anakin's in it. So,
okay.
But so they're bringing back him and his character. I think that's. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a secret too much. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. But being alive, I freaking loved Episode 5. Best episode so far. I would say top episode, and it's Star Wars really has to come in with the perfect landing with this. I think right now, I mean, this TV show, if they ruined the landing, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably still at the end at least give it like a 3.5 because of maybe 4. Just because everything up till Episode 6 hasn't been really disappointing to me at all. I'm on board, dude. I'm on freaking board with Ahsoka. Yeah. Why don't you tell me a little bit about your review on Episode 5 there, Matthew?
I'm just going to echo everything you just said. 5 out of 5. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. This episode is, I mean, this is top tier Star Wars. Like, this is arguably, I don't know, arguably up there with, you know, some of the top performances that Star Wars has ever produced, ever. And it's not even because of, you know, any, how do I say this without spoiling? The ideas that it's presenting, the visual effects that it's presenting as a TV show, the dots that it's connecting, really, I mean, it really just shapes the future of this TV series. And this episode's kind of like that catalyst episode that, okay, we've seen what we've seen. It's been pretty good so far, the first 4 episodes, and then this one was the bang episode. And now, you know, we're along for the ride and see what happens next after that, right? Like that's kind of what this episode's meant to do is like, hey, well, I need to watch this next episode right now. Right. Like this is that kind of episode.
Right.
You know, there's some episodes you're like, oh, okay, I can wait till next week to, you know, there isn't like something that's cliffhanging me or making me like completely, you know, turn off the show. But this one's just like, I gotta see the next episode now type of feeling. So,
100%.
Yeah, so I'd give it a 5 out of 5 for sure, without any hesitation.
Yeah. I don't know if we want to get into.
Let's do non-spoilers for Episode 6, and then we can just spoil 5 and 6.
Let's do that. You start with Episode 6.
I'm gonna give Episode 6 a 4.7 out of 5. I really like this episode too. I really did. I got a lot of Game of Thrones vibes from this show, from this episode. A lot of like real tension from this episode of what the future holds. There's a lot of stakes in this episode of what the future holds, right? There's a lot of stakes with the character that's introduced, with the character that's reintroduced. There's a lot of stakes now. And to be honest with you, this episode makes me scared for the next coming episodes of characters that we like. I'm just gonna be. Let's just say that I'm scared for a couple of our characters, because of what could happen.
Just remember what you said in previous episodes: is that you want somebody to die.
I do. I would like for somebody to die. That's totally fine. But I'm still scared. I don't know who it is. It's like one of those. I want it to happen, but it frightens me a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy piss! Like this.
Well,
this is probably gonna happen.
It's a mini series, so like I kind of want. I do want to talk about this, but I don't think. I think we got to talk about it behind the spoiler alert. Because I think that's what I want to talk about. But episode 6 for me, I freaking still love it. I love this episode. It's not as action packed. It's more kind of the drama of understanding what's going on in the story. It's still good. We've talked about Admiral Thrawn and all that stuff, and this is recap for, or I guess the description for episode 6 is the search for Grand Admiral Thrawn reaches beyond the limits of the galaxy. And this is a great episode too. You're learning a lot about just the characters, new characters, and I got to give it a 5 out of 5. I just don't see anything really wrong with this. It's a different 5 out of 5 than compared to episode 5. 5 out of 5. I mean, if I could go 6 out of 5 for episode 5, geez, just a bunch of numbers just thrown at you. Hey, that's my accounting numbers coming in right now, you know? This is a great episode, and I see nothing really wrong with this episode, and you're seeing a lot from the past coming in. I don't know. I loved it. I loved seeing and kind of theorizing a lot about different shots that they had. I don't know. It's a fun episode. So I'd say 5 out of 5. But we're going to probably then get into the spoiler alert. If you guys haven't seen episode 5 or 6 and you do not want to be spoiled about anything real important, I don't think we're going to be spoiling like a crazy amount. I don't know.
We're going to spoil a lot of stuff.
We're going to spoil it. We're going to spoil it so hard. Guys, if you want to go see episode 5 or 6, we highly recommend going and watching that. Or if you just want to be spoiled, because we love spoiling people. We love giving you guys the good spoils. We'd be happy to do so. And we'll do it just gently, softly, kindly. But yeah, this is your spoiler warning. Spoiler. 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 Spoiler.
Spoiler warning.
Spoiler.
Don't forget watch the episodes and come back, boys and girls and gents and
Yep, that's that.
Dudes. Yeah.
All you can eat, man. All you can eat. All you can friggin' eat. By the way, Philadelphia beats Tampa Bay 25-11.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I right now I gotta make sure that freaking
Coach Shorts is gonna be on his freaking high horse. Blah 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 blah.
Freaking I don't like the Eagles.
Oh,
anyways, we're back into Ahsoka.
Good.
Back into it. Episode 5. Let's get into the spoiling. Here we are. We're following the past of Ahsoka and Anakin, where Ahsoka is basically where we had left off from episode 4. Ahsoka's like kind of like in this dead world, basically, and she's then kind of face to face with her past and her problem, which is her master being Darth Vader. Spoiled. And so she has to deal with the past she's had with him and the things that he's trained her on. if the things that she's trained her on are good or bad. Matthew, what do you think about this type of like going in and out of their past?
I was a fan of it. I liked it. There was I was watching, or I was scrolling through Facebook after seeing that episode, and the comparison, like the side-by-side comparisons of
Ahsoka,
Rebels and Ahsoka in the Clone Wars to this to this episode. I mean, spot on, pretty much.
Yeah,
like it was super sweet. What I also because at the time, in the TV show where they're doing the flashbacks, is that it wasn't necessarily that because Anakin was Darth Vader, it was more of her choice of, is she doing the right thing or not, by being a part of the Jedi Order, right? Like, so come to find out, so at the end of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order. She leaves the Jedi Order, and that was before Anakin became Darth Vader. And so it's flashing back to the actual moment that she decided that I don't want to be a part of this anymore, and it sees the separation between Anakin and Ahsoka. But then it also shows the imagery is that once they separate, that's when Anakin became Darth Vader. Because he left into the smoke of war, and then he came back with the lightsaber of Darth Vader.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yep. So it's showing that because they separated, he left as Anakin and then came back as Darth Vader. So it's almost like she was the cause of him becoming Darth Vader.
Do you think that she feels that she's the cause?
Oh, for sure. 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. She feels like that was the whole. Personally, I think that's what the whole that whole part was about, was that she felt that it wasn't the right path, and because he became Darth Vader, it was because of her. It was her fault.
Yeah.
So, like, I just pulled it up here. The part where I just pulled up the part where I was talking about, and yeah, I mean, like, that's literally what she's wrestling with when she dies, is did she make the right decision to leave, and was her decision the one that costed Anakin to become Darth Vader? And I think at the end of that part, Anakin becomes Anakin, right? He becomes Anakin. He's not Darth Vader anymore. And it was for Ahsoka to realize it wasn't on her. It wasn't on anything she did.
Right.
It wasn't because she left him. It was because he did it to himself.
He chose it himself. Yeah. And that's the really cool part. I don't know. I love just this whole series of seeing Anakin as basically the master. And I really want a movie made of them. I don't know what it'd be like. And I think a lot of people think that what Star Wars did is rush the Clone Wars episode 2. They should have made like a more part series in episode 2, because they went too fast in that whole series, or a whole war with the Clone Wars, because it should have been a lot longer. And Anakin learned a lot, and obviously he became a master. Well, technically he wasn't a master, but
he was a Jedi Knight that had an apprentice.
Yeah. And he wasn't a part of the Jedi Council, and he was a little PO'd about that. A little PO'd, if you know what I mean. Anyways, and so yeah, I and watching like just how they filmed it, and with the stormtroopers, freaking so sweet, so cool, and them going to battle with these guys. I don't know. Like I said, this is a 5 out of 5. Chef's kiss of just how they went about this. And, as well as I've heard that this has brought a lot of people to come back and freaking, what is his name? Freaking always forget his name.
What's his name? Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen. And him and just people now are coming back. Like, they love him. People love him now.
Did you send me that video of? I think I just watched a video recently. Back in the 2000s, early 2000s, Hayden Christensen was just destroyed for his portrayal of Anakin and Darth Vader. And now it's 2023, and he's being praised.
Yeah,
he's being praised. And there was a part where they had announced that he would be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, and they were at a conference, I think Star Wars Celebration, and he was there, and literally he was crying on the stage because he had just been destroyed. His career started and ended with Star Wars. That's about it.
Well, he had Jumper. He was in Jumper.
Well, okay, but that was, he had one decent movie outside of that.
Yeah,
like
I don't think I can think of another movie that he was in that was. Yeah,
that was good.
Right.
Yeah, his career basically started and ended with Star Wars. And it started back in the 2000s where he just got dogged. And then now he's getting loved because of his portrayal. And shame on the people who freaking dogged on him on his performance, because I was watching this video from with George Lucas, and he basically explains that Hayden Christensen portrayed Darth Vader Anakin exactly the way he wanted it to, because and he explains the mindset of the whole thing, and I'm like, that makes so much sense. It makes sense. Like, I could see why he did what he did, how he did it, the way he said his words, the way it was kind of a little weird and stuff like that, because it was planned. It was supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Just freaking chef's kiss yet again. I don't know. I can't just say any more for how well done this episode was done, because I don't know. I was taken back, and just the shots, the scene, the action scenes, just everything that just it seemed so well put together. And one of the things that I am just going to be saddened about with this whole series is that there's probably not going to be another season of Ahsoka. This is going to probably be the last season, and which is probably why Ahsoka is probably going to die at the end of this whole series. Probably all of them, everyone. Something's going to happen where they're going to have to kill everyone, and that's the only option out. Anyways, but let's keep going on with episode 5. Ahsoka overcomes this with Anakin, and she's basically found through what's her face's name, son.
Oh, the Jedi kid.
Hera's son.
I can't remember her name, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Jacene, I guess, is what his name is. And they then try to figure out how to catch up with the what's her name, Morgan Elsbeth, and Balin Skull, and to find Sabin. They then discovered to take the space whales, or whatever they're called. What are they called? Do you remember?
Space whales.
The space whales. And I don't know. How do you feel about the space whales? Some people don't like. I heard people thought that the space whales are just these dumb things. Like, it just like doesn't make any sense. But what do you think about it?
So the reason why space whales are significant is that I believe they were in Rebels as well. Excuse me, the Mandalorian. I think they're in the Mandalorian. And basically,
I think they're in the Rebels too. I think that they talked about them in the Rebels as well.
Oh, gotcha. So, I mean, basically, the giant space rails, I think it's cool. I think it's a different way for them to show, like, hey, this is another form of transportation, but this is a creative way to link different series, different episodes, different, you know, different titles in Star Wars and really synchronize all of that stuff. I mean, they go to hyperspace, right? Like that is something that we know. They don't need technology or anything like that, obviously. It's just them. But I'm pretty sure that they also work off of smell and they or smell or the force or something that helps them in their direction. And so, I mean, it's a great way to connect story, I think. Personally, I think it's a cool way to connect story. Because when I saw them in, I don't know what episode they were in before, but I was like, what are those things? Like, the frick are those? Like,
right.
I didn't know what they were for, and now I know what they were for. So, I think it's a good way of connecting them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird thing that you never heard about in episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, or even all the movies until just now into the TV series. Which they're bringing something new, but you're always learning something new about the Force. The
Force is in all of us.
The Force is mysterious. Doesn't know.
May the Force be with you.
Oh,
always.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's I don't know. I think it's I don't care too much about it. I think it's just the Force being Force, and they had to learn it from somebody, and nature is the best way to learn. Boundary waters. Anyways, we're gonna move into episode 6 now, where Ahsoka then uses the whales. I should have said in episode 5, Ahsoka then uses the whales to track down where her friend, what's her friggin' face's name? Sabine is with Baylan and Morgan. Episode 6 now, this is interesting because we're learning a little bit more about Baylan and his motives. Matthew, do you know what I'm talking about?
Sorry, could you repeat the statement?
That's typical. Usually, you're just playing your game. Just kidding. I'm talking about Baylan Skoll and his motives behind everything, because it seems like he has different motives than everyone else of why he's trying to track down Thrawn, why he's doing what he's doing. Can you touch a little bit about what you think that is?
Oh, no, I definitely. I can give you my idea, I guess.
Yeah.
I had the feeling that he's a little bit different than the typical Sith that you would watch.
Yep.
Right? Like from the moment that you meet up with him, I mean, he's struggling, obviously, or he is part of the dark side, but he's also struggling with him being on the dark side, I feel.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's struggling to do the things that the dark side would ask him to do, I feel, which like most people would have been like, hey, I'm going to kill Sabine in episode 4, right? Like I destroyed the thing. Now I'm going to hold my, I'm going to kill her, right? Because that's how the Sith work, right? But for some reason, something told him not to kill her. Something told him not to kill her, right?
Right.
And now we get to this episode, and he is tasked. I guess we're not in spoilers anymore, but we see that we meet up with Thrawn, and Thrawn basically has this elaborate plan that, hey, Sabine's going to be able to go do and fulfill the things that, whatever his name is, Baylan, said is basically she's not going to be hurt, and she can go have a chance to find Ezra. And Thrawn's like, yeah, you can go find Ezra, but when you come back, now we have 2 Sith that's going to kill Ezra and Sabine. But he gives that look of like, I'm not killing her, like that type of look. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's not going to actually kill her. They're going to go find Ezra, and they're going to go find Sabine. And that's what we see in the episode. So I think his motives, I'd be willing to question that he's lost, and he's not completely gone. into the dark side. And that's where we see this conflict in him about the different choices that he's making and the clear options that he does have. You know, you're like, well, why don't you just take that option? Because that's what the dark side would do. Now he's like confused about, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how he's been portraying his decision making is like, he's on 50-50. He's like, I was a Jedi. I still hold values of a Jedi, but I'm also a Sith now, and I have to hold some values of the Sith. So I don't know.
I feel like when Order 66 was in place, he decided to change his mind to stay alive in some ways, and he was selfish in that way. So he kind of betrayed the Jedi in that way so he could stay alive, but he's still dealing with that betrayal that he made, and he's thinking, I made the wrong choice. But then he's also now training up Shin, his apprentice, and I think Shin is more into the dark side than he is. And so he's going to have to, I think this is what's going to happen. He's not going to kill Saban. Shin's going to want to kill Saban. Shin will then turn on Balin, kill Balin, and then Saban will then kill Shin. Finally. I think that's just going to happen. I think that's eventually. Just because you see her when like he says something completely off, basically, that the dark side would probably never say or anything like that, or like keep their word, or just, keep somebody alive or whatever. And she's just so surprised at it. Like we're supposed to show no mercy. We are the superior people. And then when you do this, it's just like, it's getting all pissy. So I
think he sees good in Sabine. I think you're right. I think that's what's going to happen is she's a little bit more fiery than he is, right? Like it's true. She's going to want to kill a Sabine, and he's going to have to stop her because he gave her the promise that you would not be killed or hurt. So he's going to hold on to his promise as he's been doing consistently through the episode. And then I think he's going to end up being killed, which kind of works out because he passed away in real life, gets his character out of there, right? Like it's a rest in peace moment, but it kills him off. And then it gives her the opportunity to then go fight, her and we have like an end battle type thing between them. But I felt like this episode was not necessarily an Ahsoka episode, but a Sabine Wren episode. We didn't get much of Ahsoka, which is okay. Like, I think that's totally fine. What really got me scared, I'm going to jump to it anyway. I know we weren't talking about it, but I just want to toss it out there. Is, first off, the witches. I thought those witches freaked me the frick out. I was like, holy piss, like what? Like this is in Star Wars. But then seeing Thrawn and after like reading books and reading literature on Thrawn and knowing that he's like the most powerful, like he's the war chief basically. Like he's the guy who knows how to beat pretty much everybody, and he figures it out. And you hear it in the episode is that he's like, okay, get me all the information you can on Ahsoka, who she was, where's she from, who was her master. Like he asked for a bunch of information, and in the books they talk about how he uses literally all the information he possibly can to outmaneuver somebody. And he's pretty ruthless. So like I have a feeling that he's, someone's going to die because he's going to force a death. Like he's going to kill somebody, like not using the force, but he's going to use his power to kill somebody as a weapon or a threat to Ahsoka and Sabine, I personally think. And that's where I get the Game of Thrones vibe from, is that this is like one of the kings or leaders from a kingdom, and in Game of Thrones where they're just like, okay, we're gonna behead you, right? Like enforce the kill to set a precedent for the other group, essentially. Like to scare you, I'm gonna cut this guy's head off in Game of Thrones, or I'm gonna kill him in this show.
I feel like it also that when they get to this world, I forget what they call this, the world that they show up at. Like there should be some like gladiator game or something like that. And maybe I'm thinking too much like Thor Ragnarok or Gladiator or something like that. But like I just feel like everybody loves that, a good gladiator game, and I feel like that should have happened. But I mean, they're in a lost world basically, and so I get it. But the thing I also want to talk about that I freaking love is the friggin' stormtroopers that they show in episode 6, because then episode 5 we see like the newer stormtroopers, and then in episode 6 we see those stormtroopers basically decayed. Like they're older, and their uniforms are like they've what do you call it?
They're like armor. They're like plated armor. That's the crazy thing.
And it's I freaking love it. I love how these
it's like plated, like that's like Mandalorian armor right here, I feel.
Dude, it's so that's gladiator armor. That's what I'm talking about. Like that whole mask right there. That's like that. I feel like that's gladiator armor. So like maybe what they do with Thrawn is maybe they're gonna do this in the next episodes. I don't know, but like do a gladiator fight with that stormtrooper with Ahsoka or something like that, where that's how they fight. That's how they deal with things. So I feel like that's kind of what we're going to move forward to. But I freaking
like death by or trial by combat.
Yeah, maybe like that. That'd be pretty sweet. I don't know. Like I don't know what's gonna happen.
You die
because I don't know how Ahsoka is going to, like when she gets there. It's basically her versus an entire army.
Yeah, she's in a losing battle.
Like I mean, maybe the whales are gonna come in and friggin' wreck the friggin' spaceships. I don't know.
There's no way.
But like, yeah, there's no way. Yeah, but
actually, you're right. I didn't even think about that. That is such a okay. She is she's walking into a death trap.
Right. I mean, let alone they don't know she's coming, but either
They're
way,
guessing.
Yeah, like you're going up, like one person going up to like 10,000 people, and you're trying to sneak attack them. Like it's not gonna, like you might get a few, like you might get like maybe 100, I don't know, but then you're like, but it's not a good choice. But I guess she's not necessarily trying to go up against 10,000. She's just trying to save Sabine.
This opens up a lot of doors to bringing in Luke.
How could Luke
bring in some doors?
You think
for
they're going to
Luke?
bring Luke into episode 7 or 8?
I'm not saying they will. I'm saying it opens the possibility that she might call for help, because the last time we saw her, she was on The Mandalorian. Or no, she was with Luke. Yeah, she knows of Luke. She knows
of Luke, but she was with the Mandalorian, or what's the Baby Yoda? Grogu, not Grogu. What's the?
Oh, they were in the Book of Boba Fett. They were in there together.
Her and
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker?
Yeah.
When they were training
Grogu. When they were training Grogu. Yeah. They also, like, you have to remember when the Mandalorian was like, we're looking for somebody who can train Grogu, and he was like, can you train her, Ahsoka? And she was like, nope, but I know somebody who can.
Oh, she does.
And that's where Luke was.
That's the question too. I think where are we though in the time frame of things? Is this before or after? I don't know.
I think he's still alive.
Luke, yeah, I think he's for sure still. Yeah. So you're saying what you're okay? Let me try to understand what you're saying. You're saying that Luke is going to show up.
I'm saying Luke could show up. I'm not saying he is. I'm saying he could.
Yeah,
If she calls for
you're
help,
projecting that he's going to show up.
I'm saying he could. If she goes to fight a war against thousands, the door's open now that Luke could probably come in to help.
But then
because she can call
she
on
would
Luke.
have to, or give him the coordinates, or she's been doing something. Who knows? If he followed me or whatever, or who knows?
Who knows? I'm just saying is that it's open for the table. It's not out of the picture. That's
open.
That's
for
what I'm trying to say.
Interpretation, and I think I just don't know. That's where I'm thinking the gladiator thing comes in, because Star Wars hasn't really done a gladiator thing type.
Yeah, you're true. Yeah, and they could
do that here, because the stormtroopers they look like the gladiator guys, and they really are going for this medieval type.
They're going
feel.
Game of Thrones vibes here.
Yeah,
this whole TV series,
right? Which is where I'm thinking this could be where they'll capture Ahsoka, or they're ready, or Thrawn was ready for Ahsoka, and he gives. I don't know. I just can't see him trying to give her a way out or maybe he just thinks that she won't be able to. I don't know.
Maybe he thinks she's an idiot or something. I don't know.
Typical freaking Thrawn. Thrawn wouldn't do that, though. That's the thing. If he did do that, that would make no sense for who he is, because he is basically a genius. Like like you said before, he is the top tier combat guy. He knows what he's doing, and he's not going to underestimate his rival. And it's just I don't see it. I don't know.
I don't see him doing a gladiator, but who knows? Maybe it's not a gladiator for him. Maybe it's a trial by combat. And what if it's trial by combat and Ahsoka has to fight Balin again and kill Balin? Or it's Ahsoka versus the young girl, I forget her name, Smith or whatever, Hattie,
Mm-hmm.
I think it. And then Balin interferes and gets killed to protect his Padawan. It could happen. I don't know.
That's
I mean,
true.
that's actually.
That
it's what I'm thinking. Thrawn's smart enough to where he's not going to put up one of his stormtroopers against a Jedi. That's not going to happen. He's going to use his smarts and his wits to make the Sith fight his battle for him. And if the Sith lose, he still wins, because now he doesn't have to deal with the Sith, right? He doesn't have to deal with, someone backstabbing him on the inside by having the Sith there, right? He's smart enough to think beyond that, which again, that's what frightens me about this character, is that he is so smart. He is very, very, driven from a war standpoint. He's probably already thinking 15, 20 steps ahead, but this beginning little trial by death is just the beginning of the war to come. That's easily a possibility. It's not out of the realm of conversation.
Right. No, yeah, I feel
now,
that's actually
I don't know. Maybe I've been thinking about this a lot, because there's so much this guy can do,
right?
Because of how smart he is, how good he is on the battlefield. That's why he says, basically, if they come back, you guys are just going to kill Ezra and Sabine, right? If they come back, you're going to do my dirty work, and now look at the future of it. Now you either die or Sabine and Ezra are dead, and either way, I win. Either way, you're out of the picture or they're out of the picture. Either way. So that's where it's this next episode talking about Thrawn, like, who knows? Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
I think that these also, like, this is going to be the next phase for Star Wars. This is going to probably set up the next phase of Star Wars, of where Star Wars movies are going, because Mandalorian is coming to an end, and I'm excited. I really am. If this is where we're going for the next phases of Star Wars, man, I'm excited. This is so good. This is beyond exciting to see, basically, this whole series take off and exceed. I'm curious to see, what happens, where we go, yeah, I'm on board, dude. I'm freaking on board. I'm on board. If they come in, land this perfectly in these next 2 episodes.
They have to do it right, though. Like, if they don't do it right, they're screwing themselves in the foot, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I think, okay, I want to talk about this. So at the end of this episode, we come to find out that they find Ezra, right? So, like, we already know what's going to happen in these next episode, is that Sabine and Ezra, they're now connected. Now they're moving. Now they're on the move. And Baylan and Javi, or whatever her name is, they're, like, right on their tail. So they're like right behind them. So we know that they're gonna fight at some point, right? Like there's gonna be a big brawl, 2-on-2 something. The little bit that we got of the live action as Ezra Bridger, what's your thoughts on? What's your thoughts on the actor, like the portrayal? Because, to be honest with you, my personal opinion, I don't know. Maybe he's just a young kid. I don't know what the hype was about this kid being such a good Jedi or whatever. Like, the actor doesn't sell it for me. I don't know.
It wasn't
my personal opinion. That's why I give it a 4.7 to be honest with you.
Yeah, I wasn't. He didn't stand out to me. Like, he was all right. I think they brought in 2 characters that weren't really big hypes for me, like with Ezra and Sabine. Those 2 characters are like huge hype people for me. I guess they didn't put too much of an emphasis on how BA, Ezra, or Sabine are. I mean, if they showed a little bit more about how cool, or like BA these characters are. Like Sabine, you've basically only seen her lose battles, except in this episode where she beat those lost.
She's forced to use her lightsaber.
Basically, yeah. But she almost lost that without her lightsaber. She didn't have her lightsaber, she would have lost that battle. Like, you've only seen her basically lose battles. And it's kind of like, you're like, at the beginning of this whole series is her, like, I don't care about the rules, I'll do whatever. Oh man, series, shut up. It's like at the beginning of the series where they show her and she's like, I don't care about the rules, I'll do whatever I want, I don't show up to the award ceremony type kind of bad girl type feel. And then she's not really a bad girl, she's just a wannabe. You kind of have that feeling. She's a wannabe and she's just
getting her freaking butt whooped all the time.
Just all the time. And you're just like, I don't really care about you. You need to get better. And you want to see that. And then with Ezra, he's coming. We don't know a whole lot about him. And this is you kind of want more on who he is, especially with somebody who never really watched Rebels. Because that's where we're coming from, and Sabine and Ezra aren't really characters we care too much about. I mean, we think the really cool characters right now are Ahsoka, Balin, Shin, Morgan, and Theron, and these guys are the BA people. I mean, even the witches. We think are. I mean, they just need to do a better job of showing how cool these characters are instead of just trying to make them look cool. They're not doing them a favor in that. I think they should have given.
It's like the little kid that's playing. It's like the little kid that plays backyard football with the big kids. The little kid just thinks he's super cool, but they're just getting worked all day long.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like that's the case in listening to Ezra. Like, just the way he was talking, like, I don't know, I was just like, this guy's supposed to be this BA Jedi. Like,
right.
Like, I'm not getting that vibe from him, like, at all. I'm not. And I want to. And maybe that's the problem, is that we don't know enough about Rebels to understand how good of a Jedi he was, or what he could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's the case, and I'm fully willing to say, hey, maybe I'm in the wrong here in saying that, but just the vibe we got from him was just like, man, this is just like a 20-year-old kid who is now, like, he's just figuring out what it's like to be an adult, essentially. Like, versus episode 2 the Attack of the Clones, we see Anakin, who we know he's a young kid. He's probably in his 20s.
Right.
But he's like ready for battle. He's ready for war. He's matured. He's not goofy like Ezra was in this episode, which was like kind of off-putting, as I was like, this guy's been stranded. This guy's been by himself. This guy's been like, you would think this guy's killing birds to survive, to eat birds. I don't know, like hunting for
kind of like
for
the
food.
David.
Yeah.
David in
Exactly.
the Bible,
Exactly.
But I guess I'm going to play a little devil advocate here. Okay.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. Anakin. Oh, Isaac is back in the chat. Let's go. Isaac says his life loved it. Not goofy like the Goof and Goober Show dudes.
Mm.
Oh man, Isaac,
goofy like the goofy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, they're not. He's not as goofy as us, but man, he's a little goofy. It was like
but this is my point with Anakin, and because like Anakin was trained basically in battle, where Ezra, no, I can't say that because Rebels, he's in battle, so he should be, as well as Sabine, should be battle ready. They're going in fights, so I shouldn't say that actually. I can't play devil's advocate there. I was going to say that like they haven't had necessarily the training.
Well, my thing is like they say that he's been stranded by himself, and you would imagine you'd find this broken Ezra, this guy that's like, he's not all in tune with himself, right? But then we see he's just like, no, this guy's just been chilling by the freaking lake with these rock snail people. Like, yeah, they just move here and there, and he's been chilling with the rock snail people, eating good and having a good time,
enjoying life.
Yeah, like he acts like, oh well, I've just been enjoying life, even though I haven't been around the people that I'm supposed to be around. Like, if that makes sense, it'd be like
the rock
if you
people
went to
look so dumb. By the way, I don't know why they.
They do look a little dumb. They're like they're like, I don't know, praying mantis snails underneath it. But it's like, my thing is like, let's use the Boundary Waters as an example.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be like if you were at the Boundary Waters for a month and your expectation was like, I mean, you had to fend for yourself. You were there for a long time. You had to fish and eat, and poop on the floor and shovel and, provide protection for yourself. And then after that month, if I see you, you're not going to be like, of course you're going to be happy to see me, but you're going to look like crap type feeling, like you probably haven't showered in a month. You probably haven't done this, versus, if you went and did that and you come back and you're like, yep,
Okay,
everything's good. That was the easiest thing I ever did. Yeah, I can go back and be there forever. Like, that's kind of how he was. And I'm just like, we just talked about how he was stranded by himself, like possibly dead. And he's just, I've been just chilling with these rock guys.
What's
That's
going
it.
on, Sabine? Haven't
going
seen
on,
you in
Sabine?
a while.
It took you long enough. Whatever. It took
Screw
you long
you,
enough.
man.
Yeah, you've been acting like you don't even act like it was hard. You were friggin' having the time of your friggin' life.
Screw off, man. We were missing you, and this is how you want to treat us. Screw.
I was expecting a darker, more shattered Ezra, if that makes sense.
That would make more sense, though. I feel like that would, yeah. And that is weird. I mean, who knows what this lost world is? Like, we don't really have a whole lot of information on this whole world and what it is, and what it entails, what it does to people. I guess, or even I guess you feel like it's like this outcast place where all the bad people go, and you have to survive, and only the worst of the worst show up or come to this place. But I just don't.
I'll also say this: they're standing out. Okay, so when they go and meet up, they're just like out in the open. This is supposed to be like a barren wasteland with like a bunch of dangerous people out and about.
Right.
Like, she had one encounter and then she was totally fine after that. And now they're just, hey,
we got the
we're
rock
just gonna
people.
hang out.
We got the rock people.
We got the rock people. Like, I don't know. It was just that's what knocked my score down a little bit, was the Ezra thing. And,
I get
and
it.
the way
that makes me want to knock I think I got to knock my score. I didn't really think of it that way. I didn't think too much of it, actually. I mean, it wasn't like a whole lot of the whole part of the whole episode. It was more towards the end.
Yeah,
but
small portion. But my thing was, I was just thinking back to the other episodes, and I was just like, this guy's broken.
Yeah,
why is he acting like life has been great since he's been gone?
Right,
shouldn't have been great.
This should be a rugged
man.
Doesn't know what to do with his life.
Yeah.
I feel you, dude. I freaking feel you on that. I that makes more sense to freaking do that. I don't know. I feel like they yeah. Well, we'll see what happens in this next episode. Episode 7 is coming out tomorrow at 7 p.m. Is that when it comes out? Tomorrow. I think. 7 p.m. though is what I'm asking. 7 p.m. Do you know what the specific time?
I don't know the specific time. What time does Ahsoka come out? The next release date is
September 26th.
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time each week. So 8 p.m. Central.
8 p.m. Okay. Yeah. If you guys, I mean, I'm definitely tuning in. Freaking tomorrow, I gotta watch that, dude. I gotta get my freaking daily dose. If I could watch it during work, I totally would do that. Don't tell my boss. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. I mean, Matthew, you have anything else you wanted to touch on with these past 2 episodes?
I'm really excited for the future.
Yeah.
What I'm praying, after watching these last 2 episodes, I'm just like, please, God, please don't pull a Secret Invasion in like every other Disney TV show that's came out,
right?
Where it's like a slow burn up. It's like, it's really up there, and then it goes just roller coastered all the way to the freaking bottom. I really hope that doesn't happen. Because I think, let's just talk about Secret Invasion for a second, because it's the most recent TV show we watched. I mean,
right.
Overall, I think we both loved the TV show. It was just like the last couple episodes, it was just like, really, like, you went up really high. Just even if you'd like even if you went on a flat curve, right? Even just a partial, that's fine, right? That we can deal with that, right?
Mhm.
But they just went up, and like it dropped our scores pretty low on the whole TV show just because of it, and it
Yeah.
makes us fearful. So Dave Filoni, please keep it up. We believe in you. So far, this TV show has been, I mean, I think we haven't given anything less than a 4.5. I think this has been one of the best TV shows that have came out for Disney Plus in a long time. So I really hope that that's the case. We're also, by the way, pretty dang close to Loki season 2 coming out. By the way, so I think that's right after this season's done.
Yeah, dude. I was
like the
watching,
week after.
I saw a commercial for it. I was like, dang, that actually look. I mean, let alone we haven't talked about Marvel in a while, as well as it's just we've been mostly talking about DC after the fall of Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think that was the last Marvel.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, that was pretty good. But that I don't think we're gonna. Well, yeah, we'll probably see another Guardians of the Galaxy. Who knows?
We're gonna see Star-Lord at least another time. They said
We
that
have
at the end of the movie.
I mean, I think I don't know,
They
dude.
said Star-Lord's coming back, so
that's true.
It's
but
gonna happen.
is it going to be Star-Lord? Is it going to be Chris
Pratt?
Chris Pratt? You know, is it?
Yeah.
Is it, that's the question, because I think Chris Pratt might move over to DC with what's his name?
Oh yeah.
I can't think.
James
of
Gunn.
James Gunn. Yep. Yeah. So
Yep.
we'll.
I mean, he might, but I know at the end of the Guardians it said Star-Lord will return. So
right. But who knows? I mean, I think.
and
Chris
there's no
Pratt
one else
played
that's going to be able to play Star-Lord.
Right.
Disney will lose money.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to watch that.
No,
we'll see. I don't know, but we're gonna. I think that's a wrap, dude.
It is a wrap,
dude. Thanks for showing up, Matt, and putting your insight, because I think you have some really good insight with Star Wars, because you're my Star Wars guy. Just gonna say it.
Holy piss!
What?
Not this Thursday, but next Thursday is when Loki comes out.
Dude,
Season 2.
That works out so well for our schedule.
Gosh, so nice.
That is so freaking nice.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the last 2 episodes, this Tuesday and the next Tuesday of Ahsoka.
Correct.
So we're going to talk about episode 7 next week of Ahsoka, and then the following week,
the last episode, and we could probably go into. I mean, we
might have to do a doubleheader.
Yeah,
might have to do a doubleheader. Who knows? We'll see. But that's definitely That's the next thing we're watching for sure.
Oh, 100%.
There's no doubt.
No doubt. I don't know. We should also kind of sit down and figure out our plans, because I think our 6-month plan is up. Oh boy. Yeah, smile. Oh gosh.
She's not happy.
She's just gotta go to bed. Typical. Yeah, but if you guys want to keep up and know what we're going to be reviewing next week, we're going to be reviewing Ahsoka episode 7. Matthew, did you want to review anything else next week? Because it is your show, and you could kind of.
Do I want to what? I'm sorry. Say that again.
Review anything else, like any movies or TV, anything like that, so our viewers can maybe watch. So we're
only going to talk about one freaking TV show. Holy. Do you have HBO Max?
Yeah. You mean Max?
Have you ever Max? Yeah. Have you seen BS High?
I don't think so. What is?
Oh baby. So we'll do that. We'll do a two hitter quitter. BS High, which is Bishop Sycamore High School. It's a documentary
that never happened. That wasn't a high school.
The high school that played IMG Academy that wasn't an actual high school. Yep. So oh my gosh, it's such a good, it's a good documentary.
I started watching that, right? But I remember that.
It's so good. So let's do that one in Ahsoka episode 7. Just because if we do one episode of Ahsoka, it's not going to be very long. So, but yeah, we'll do that. Sound like a plan?
Yep, sounds good. We'll do that. But thank you guys for listening yet again. Well, let me plug us. We are on all social medias, except probably Twitter or X. But we're on Instagram and Facebook. Search us the Goof and Goober Show. We're also on all the podcasts platforms. That's Apple, Google, Spotify, Google Bean, whatever you listen to. We're probably on there. You just search up the Goof and Goober Show, and we should be one of the top searches on there. But guys, thank you again for listening. We are so grateful that you have given us a chance and listened this far. You guys mean a tremendous amount to us, and we hope you have a wonderful week. Guys, have a great week. We'll see you on the next time.
We freaking love all of you. Peace.
Peace. And that's a wrap on another hilarious and unforgettable episode of the Goof and Goober Show. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did recording. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on our future goofiness. Join us next time as we continue to explore the weird and wonderful world of laughter and entertainment. Remember, you can always connect with us on social media and share your favorite moments using hashtag Goof and Goober Show. Until next time, stay goofy, stay goober, and keep spreading smiles wherever you go. Thanks for tuning in to the Goof and Goober Show with Matthew and Regan.